Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Paige for anybody new here. I usually make bookish content, sometimes make bullet journal content, and sometimes just do whatever I want on this channel. But today, it is about bullet journaling. So this is my 2023 bullet journal, which you can watch my walkthrough of it right here if you would like to. But these are going to be my January spreads, and I thought I would sit down, change things up a little bit, talk to you about what inspired me before we go through the walkthrough of everything. So if you want to skip to the walkthrough, you can find the timestamp below, but if you want to sit and talk about my journey of coming up with these spreads, stick around. So essentially, I found these spreads by watching one of Jashi Corin's videos, and she was putting out different bullet journal theme ideas, and one of them was cross stitch, and she put a little duck, and I thought it was so cute. So I thought about what I could do to make cross stitch bullet journal spreads, and I went on Pinterest and I found a bunch of stuff that I really enjoyed, and I eventually found this gingerbread pattern, and I said I could do that. It's gonna be so easy. I was very, very wrong. So I took a bullet journal that already has a grid and I divided it into fourths because I wanted to be able to make really detailed gingerbread houses. So I went ahead and did that. And then, because I thought it would be smarter, I went ahead and drew out a pattern for all of these gingerbread houses and I filled them in. So it took me so long to do just this initial page that I was working on. I decided I did not want to go ahead and film the entire journal, and I'm really glad that I didn't, because overall I think I spent more than 10 hours, probably close to 15 hours working on this journal. And just this first page alone ended up taking me, I want to say, 5 hours. I believe I started at like 4:30 in the afternoon, thought I would have it done way before bedtime, and it was about 10 o'clock at night when I finally finished. So between measuring out all the spaces so that I could have 4 equal spaces, creating the pattern, and then coloring everything in, it just took so long and my hand was cramping so badly. But I really did enjoy how this initial setup of my cover page turned out, and I hope that you like seeing that little bit of it because that's all you get. That is all you get, because that was so much work, so much work. I highly regret making the choice to do this, and if you want to do a cross stitch pattern, I definitely recommend going with a pattern that is much simpler and that you can use the regular bullet journal spacing for, because it hurt my hand so badly. But I just wanted to give you a little brief introduction to this journal, and we will jump right through to my walkthrough now. All right, let's just jump right into these changes. So nothing changed on these first 2 pages until we get to my goals. So I have reading goals, content goals, and personal goals. For my reading goals, we have 50% of my reads be diverse or have some sort of representation. Read from 10 new to me authors. Pick one genre and stay mostly current with some of those new releases. Read at least 6 non-fiction books in the entire year. Read 12 classics or modern classics. Have less than 80 books on my physical TBR. Stop buying audiobooks for books I already own. Join Reese's Book Club. Join at least one readathon per quarter. Be current with Stormlight Archive. And to get a library card. That one was on my goals for last year and I never did it. I was just too scared to go into the library by myself. So I'm going to get over that fear and do it this year, especially for audiobooks, so that I can stop buying audiobooks for books I already own physical copies of. Over here with content, we have buy a new camera. Mine is totally fine. I would just like to have an upgraded version of it if I can afford to. It's like a long off goal, maybe like Christmas at the end of the year. I do not need a new camera, but I feel like it would be nice to upgrade, especially with microphone capabilities that this one does not have. So it would be nice for a little upgrade, but it's not necessary. Then I have post at least 1 video a week, host monthly live reading, writing, or productivity sprints, post 1 cozy aesthetic vlog a month, promo the book club monthly and in different places. I'm really not good at promoting my book club and I need to be much better about it. Host quarterly or more book club lives. So we usually don't go live with the book club, we just chat on Discord, so I would really like to have lives for the book club. Collab with more booktube friends, whether that's buddy reading or filming videos together. I did Vlogmas with 2 of my friends in December and I had a really fun time, so it'd be nice to do more videos like that with other friends or the same friends. do 2 Q&A videos to introduce myself. I've gotten a lot of new followers since I've done a Q&A, which I think I did in my first year of booktube, and I definitely need to do a new one. And maybe the later half of the year I can do a second one. Possibly switch to Final Cut. I've been using iMovie and it's been doing fine, but there are a lot of things that I cannot do as easily as I believe I could do on Final Cut, so that would also be maybe towards the end of the year I could try that switch. I hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Last year I made the goal of hitting 2,000 and I did not hit it, but I feel like setting my sights for a bigger number might make me more surprised with myself if I do end up hitting it. I don't really know, so it's there. We'll see how that one goes. I want to do a Goodreads genre video. I love watching people's videos where they read all of the books that they think will be on the Goodreads Choice Awards and then reading all of the ones that got nominated. I love those videos, so I really want to try and stick with one genre, probably romance, and try and read all of the new releases that I think might be out and make one of those videos. And then I want to make the Hating Game follow-up video. So last year my goal was to make a video more popular than the Hating Game video, and I succeeded, but now I need to do a follow-up video for that. I don't know if I'm going to reread the Hating Game, but I do know I'm going to watch the movie and then read another book by Sally Thorne, so that will be in the future. I don't know how near in the future, but it will be in the future. For my personal goals, we have sign up for more Patreons and memberships that I'm interested in. There are a few booktubers that I really want to sign up for their memberships or Patreons, and then there are a few like artists that I follow with fanfiction stuff that I would like to follow theirs as well. I have a friend that I talked to about possibly getting into coding and maybe learning that as a new skill together, so I want to like watch a video on that, figure out if I would even be really interested in taking a class on that. She did buy me a book in it too, so maybe going through a little bit of that book and just figuring out if coding might be something that I could do for a future career. I also want to pay off my credit cards, visit the dentist, go to the doctors, go to the eye doctor. I definitely need a new prescription for that. And I need to go to therapy. That was on my goals last year, and again, I chickened out with making that phone call. I need to make more time for writing and some other new hobbies. There are some crafts that me and my mom want to get started on and some crafts we talked about trying. So I want to have more time to do those hobbies instead of just focusing on reading. And then I have a few more over here. Host 4 themed dinner parties. I love seeing the dinner parties on TikTok where people like bring things of a certain color or they bring dishes that are from different cultures and stuff. So I thought it would be fun to do something like that with my family. Do the crafts. Me and my mom have acquired so many crafts and we always want to do them. Me and my friends also like to talk about doing certain crafts, and me and one of my friends have been pretty decent at being kind of regular with doing the crafts that we want to do, like these candles. We made these, I made this one, and I love how it looks, and I just want to do more of those things with my friends and my family. I want to fill out my manifestation journal. I started using it last year, didn't really continue on using it as much as I thought I would, but I want to make sure I'm using it this year, and I want to complete the daily Q&A book that I have, which is this journal right here that I will talk about in another video in this week or next week when I make that video. And for my future log, I put one readathon so far in January, which is the New Year New Reads that I found from Seasons Readings, and I believe she posted another video for one in February that I need to write down, but those are the only readathons that I have on my radar so far. I did add The Silence of the Girls, which is the Story Continues first book for the book club, and we are reading that in January. We haven't decided on our February or March reads yet, but those should be coming soon. We should know by the end of January what we'll be reading for first quarter. And if you would like to join that book club, the link is in the description. Alright, here are some new things that I added. We have Stormlight Archive, Hero of Olympus, Murderbot series, Wayward Children series, Daevabad trilogy, the Green Bone Saga, and the Poppy War for the book series that I would like to work on this year. I don't really plan on finishing them all, but I do at least want to start them. And I have made some progress in Wayward Children already. I just need to mark those off, and I totally forgot. Down here though is my 12 and 12 classics I'm trying to read. I did pencil everything in just in case I want to change it, and then once I complete the book, I'm going to print it out and put it right in the little square so that I can see the covers throughout the year. And over here are some of the movies and shows that I'm planning to watch, starting with Fleabag. I've heard so many great things about it. I've never seen it, so that is why that's on my list. I do have a list in my phone, and I just don't want to fill it up all the way. So once I've gotten through a few of these, or at least started some of them, I am going to add a few more that I have listed in my phone that I've been saving. For my 23 and 2023, I have filled that out. So some of the things are dates with myself. So I want to like go out to different restaurants and maybe go to a movie with myself, or go buy myself a book and a coffee or something. So I want to do more things with myself outside of the house. I also have new places visited, so any restaurants I go to, any stores that I try that I've never been to before, I get to mark those out. I have new foods tried, recipes tried, tarot readings done because I want to really get better at learning how to read tarot. New people met, thinking of yous, which means when I am thinking about like texting a friend and I put it off until later and then I forget about it, I don't want to do that anymore. When I think about that person and I want to follow up with them, I want to send that message because I'm so bad about putting it off until later and I just don't like doing that. So I'm adding that to my goals. Crafts made is another one. Then we have live sprints, new releases read, nonfiction books read, movies watched, TV episodes watched, fanfics posted. I don't think I'll post 23 fanfictions in the year, but I'm also counting chapters posted for like my longer fics. So that will probably get me a little bit closer to the goal of 23. Cozy vlogs posted, physical books read, Bujo videos made, new outfits tried. Full body photos is something that I really want to try. I feel like I never have any pictures of myself, and when I do have pictures, they are just selfies. And there are so many really pretty pictures of people that people get to have, and I don't have any of myself that I really love. So I would like to get not professional pictures taken, but like pictures that make me feel confident in myself. So that's what I mean by that. Then I have no phone days, 30-minute walks, and $100 saved. And I decided instead of adding pages for where I would track all of these things that I'm doing, I made a Notion page that I'm going to track everything digitally after I complete these, so I know what date I did them, what I did for some of the places that I visited, or I can post the pictures of the photos that I took of myself. So I have Notion set up to kind of pair along with my bullet journal, which if you're interested in seeing my Notion, it's not really complete, but I can do a video on that if you would like. I also filled in this space down here, which was blank. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just found a quote that says, "If you smile when you are alone, then you really mean it." And it's by Andy Rooney. Don't know who that is, but I like that quote. Over here, I added my These Will Deconstruct books, all of the covers of the books that I haven't finished since 2020. 2021 and 2022, and I found these from going through all of my previous TBR jar videos, and if I pulled a prompt and said I would read the book for that and then did not read the book, I added that to my deconstruct list. Since my walkthrough, I have since filled in every single book that is physically on my TBR. I did not include, let's go back to that page. I did not include any books that I have saved on like Scribd or Hoopla that I don't physically own. So I might have the audiobook available to me, I just don't have the physical copy. So this is just my physical TBR that is in the book so far. Then we have the then and now page. I don't love my handwriting, but it is what it is. And this was questions that I answered on January 1st, and I will answer again on December 31st, like my favorite current book. So I wrote The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I loved that book last year. My favorite author is TJ Klune. The song I listened to most last year ended up being Delicate by Taylor Swift. The thing I drink the most, I would probably actually say water, but I wanted to put something that I get often, which is a freeze from Dutch Brothers. My favorite go-to meal is a bowl from Chipotle. I ordered that way too many times last year. A new hobby that I want to learn. I really want to learn how to do tarot readings. I also want to get into more digital planning and maybe learn cross stitch. My mom was doing that this year and her stuff looks so cute. So I might want to learn that, but I don't know if I have the time to sit down and actually cross stitch. For the current dream job, I wrote like it would be fun to be a content creator because I don't really have a dream job. Like I don't dream of working, and I feel like putting a dream job is really difficult for me, but it would be so fun to be able to have a career out of making content, but we'll see where I end up. who really knows? The store I shop at the most is still Amazon. I do need to be much better about it. It's just really convenient and I lean on it pretty heavily, which I need to be better at finding other alternatives for that. I asked what is the best video I think I made, and I would say of all time so far, I really enjoyed making my guide to TJ Klune. I thought that was my best done video. And in 2022 though, I really enjoyed doing the friend recommendation video. I thought that turned out really nice. The thing I'm most proud of right now is being able to say that I got monetized on YouTube. My biggest struggle has been my physical and mental health, and one word for 2023 I'm thinking is ambitious. That's what I hope it's going to be, at least. Over here, this is kind of the introduction to my tarot spreads that I'm doing. I used some craft paper, I cut it out because this was on the back side, so I flipped it over to make it look like a little arch, and then I take the moment and taste it from You're on Your Own Kid by Taylor Swift as my little quote right here. And these tarot spreads, I am still working on them because I am actually doing a 12 Nights of Christmas sort of tarot spread where I'm drawing a card every single night since Christmas, and it ends on the 6th of January. And it is only the 2nd of January, so I have a few more days to fill that out, and then I will print all the pictures that go along with it. But these spreads, I don't know what was going on with me. I think it was also 1 in the morning when I was putting them together, and I meant to have 4 tarot cards per page, and I ended up splitting it into 6, and that meant I had an extra page that I completely filled out with all of these reflection questions and spaces and everything, and I had to cover it up, so we'll come back to that. But so far, these are my tarot spreads where I have my initial interpretation of it, then I'm going to come back at the end of the month and do an end of month reflection, and then I want to come back at the end of the year and go back through what I think the meaning might be, and then reflect over whether or not I feel like that happened within the year, within the month. I just wanted to have a more of a reflection element to my tarot readings because I'm still learning and I want to see if I am interpreting things correctly or incorrectly. Like I said, I still have 4 more cards to pull, so that will be filled in by the time you see my February video, so I will show you what that looks like in February. And here was my cover up. I don't know what to do with this yet. I'm debating between putting future journal spread ideas or future me problems, or maybe even statistics, because I don't have a space for any of my stats for the year. So I'm really considering multiple things for this page, but so far it's just butterflies with a cover up. But now let's get into my January spreads. So here is the cover. You saw me do that in the beginning of this video, and I really do like how it turned out. I kind of wish that I did more snowflakes and stuff up here, but I could not be bothered to do any more of these cross-stitch patterns, as you probably heard. So this is what the cover turned out looking like, and I do think it's really cute. But man, that was a challenge. Then we have my intentions and tarot. And so for intentions, I wrote down that I want to try and do like daily planning, weekly and monthly resets. I want to clean off as many books on my TBR, whether that's unhauling them because I'm no longer interested or reading them for videos. I really want to focus on content planning and a reading schedule because I felt like I thrived in July, August, and September when I was really sticking with my reading schedule and I was reading a lot, so I really want to get back into doing that. And I want to finish the fanfic that I am currently publishing, but I have not finished the final 2 chapters, so I want to make sure that that's all finished out, and then I will be probably uploading that well into February. So it's going to take me a while to finish publishing, but I do want to have it completely written. And this is something that I want to add in to all of my spreads. So this is actually removable, and it's going to be my monthly check-in. So these are the goals that I've written down from the beginning, or my 23 and 2023, that I can write down the number or yes and no, whether I did those things or not, like how many books were diverse. So once I've read all the books in the month, I will write down how many of those were diverse. How many classics did I read in the month? I also have like Reese's book club pick. So whether or not I read it, I could just write a Y for yes, I read it, or no, I did not. Down here, if I met somebody new, whether that's at a store, or if I actually use Bumble BFF, like people are telling me to use to meet new friends, then I can write yes or no. So I just have this as a monthly check-in with myself so that I am actually working towards the goals instead of having them at the front of my journal and then forgetting about them and only looking at them maybe once or twice a month. So this will be right front and center of every single one of my spreads so that I remember to check in or fulfill some of those things that I want to do every single month. Over here we have my tarot spreads. So I pulled the Knight of Cups reversed, the King of Pentacles reversed, and the Wheel of Fortune. And so I just wrote down again my initial interpretation of them, and then I left some space so that at the end of the month I can reflect on whether or not my interpretation was correct or if another interpretation made more sense for the month. Here is my TBR. I'll probably just be putting my star ratings because I have another page for what I want to do with my books. My book club spread basically the same. I just have the cover right here and I will write down my thoughts throughout the month. I feel like I always leave myself way too much room. I don't have enough thoughts with my book club. So as I'm going through the month, I want to write down some prompts and stuff that I can ask the book club, and then I can also reflect in my own journal for those. But here is something that I'm adding this year. I want to use my reading journal more as a reading journal, and that means writing down some of my thoughts and reviews. I will still be doing reviews on Goodreads, but I want to have a spot here to also have them, and I can reflect back throughout various journals how I'm feeling. So any book that I read in the month, I'll probably put the picture of and just write like a quick sentence about it, or if I have a lot of thoughts, I'll give more space. So in future reading journals, I might have more pages for reviews depending on how much I use these, how much I write. I don't really know, but I have a space for it here to try it out. And then this page I'm super excited about. This is my wrap up, and I decided to give myself some prompts to fulfill every single month. So I might use the same ones, I might use different ones, but I want to have more of a reflection on the month rather than just having my favorite song, my favorite fic, my favorite ship and stuff, because I started to not fill out those as much or really care about them towards the end of last year. So these are some of the questions that I have. What did you watch this month? What was your most listened to song? Do you have a new favorite book? What food or drinks did you get the most? How is writing going? Are there any fan fictions to rave about? Rate the month 1 through 10. What is something you want to try? What do you want to do better next month? Did you go to therapy yet? This is going to be in every single one of my reflections until I actually go. Favorite memory of the month, and then summarize the month in one word. So I just thought that this would be a nice way for me to close out every single month and like look back on some of my goals again. I really want to focus on these goals and try and achieve them, because I feel like a lot of the times I just set goals and then I never check in and I never do anything with them. So this year, I'm going to change that. We are going to hold myself accountable on these goals. But that is it for my spreads. I do want to show you that I have mapped out about every 10 pages to have a different month starting, so I know how much I will be filling out in this journal, and this journal should be taking me through the entire year based on how many spreads I've given myself. And I don't think I have anything at the end of this journal, so this is all that you are going to see. I will take it back to my introduction me to wrap up this video. Alright, welcome back to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed how those turned out. I really do enjoy the spreads. I think they're beautiful. But I will never, ever, ever do a cross-stitch pattern again. Okay, I'm lying because it turned out so cute. I probably will do some in the future, but not in the near future. And I will do much simpler designs. I really enjoyed the page that just had like the little mistletoe at the top. So easy to do. I didn't even have to use a pattern for that one. I just freehanded all of that one. So that was really nice. But if you want to do this, I say think again, because it's not worth the hand pain. It's really not. It's just simply not. But if you have made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave me a needle emoji just so I know that you made it this far. And let me know if you have any future ideas for themes. I have gotten an idea to do themes based off of the classic books that I'll be trying to read this year, and I love that idea, so I might do at least one spread like that. So let me know if you have any spread ideas, and I will see you in my next video, which should be out very, very shortly. All right, bye.